Hello friends, in this video we'll see how to install local server to run 3JS pages and also how to import 3JS dependencies to our local server. Without further delay, let us get into the video. There are a few steps in installing local server. The first important step is we need to install VS Code or Visual Studio Code editor to the local machine. I have already installed Visual Studio Code editor which I have opened now. So this is the first step. So make sure you install Visual Studio Code Editor to your machine. And the second step is we need to install Node.js. That's the second important step. We need to install Node.js. If you go to Node.js website, you can download the Node.js version and install it to your local machine. So it's a very straightforward process. You download it and click install and install that in your install that Node.js version in your machine. So that's the second step. Third step is we need to initiate the Node.js so that the package JSON file is added to our folder where we are going to initiate the Node.js. For example, I have a folder named local server. So this is an empty folder without any code or any files added to it. So inside this local folder only, I am going to add my Node.js and three files dependencies. So how to open this terminal is once you open Visual Studio, press Ctrl J to open the terminal. And if you want to have the exact path, type cd space the path where you have saved the local file, local folder, and when you click enter, it will create a path like this so that in the terminal we have the correct path where our local folder is added. So this local server is my folder without any files added to it. So I'll quickly show that. So this is the file local server. There is no, the folder is empty now inside my local machine drive. So let me go to the code. So I have this in my terminal. Now I will going to initiate the Node.js with this command. I press enter. So after a few seconds, you can see the package.json file is added to our folder which we have created. So it will take few seconds. Yeah, now it has been added. You can see the package.json is added, and here you can see in the folder also the package.json is added. So this is the third step. And the fourth step is we need to install Vite. So why install Vite is once Vite is needed to run the pages locally in our server. For that we need to install Vite. So I'm typing the command as npm install Vite and clicking enter. So this will take a few seconds to a minute to install depending upon the speed of your machine. So let's wait for a few seconds. So it is getting installed. After I type npm install Vite, you can see the Vite dependencies are getting added to my folder. Now these node modules are added after I type npm install Vite. So it has all the packages has been added and it has been completed in 18 seconds in my machine. So let me go to my folder. You can see node modules. If inside node modules, the Vite and its dependencies files are added and package lock.json is also created. So this is the fourth step which we will be doing. So installing Vite. Then let's create a simple index.html or a HTML page. So let me right click here, new file, name it as index.html. Let me paste this simple code, HTML code. This is nothing fancy. What we have is HTML language head and a title and a body. Inside the body h1 tag, I have given it a name as 3js page. Now we can run this local server and see the output. So before we run the local server, the next step is we have to go to package.json, and this scripts, instead of test, we need to update it with wheat and wheat build. So I'm just copying this. So instead of this command, I'm pasting, I'm adding dev as wheat and build as wheat build. So this wheat dev is needed to run it locally, and build is needed to publish the pages to the website so that everyone can see. So I'm saving the output. Now in the terminal, now it's time to run our local server. So to run our local server, the command is npm run dev. So once you click it, after a few seconds, it will create a local server through which we can see the output. Yeah, great. The local server has been created. This local host 5173 is the local server. Let me go to the page. So instead of this node.js, I am typing local server name. Great. They have created a local server successfully, and the 3js page, which I have given in the h1 tag, has been displayed in our local server. So far, so good. So we have installed VS Code, Node.js, Vite, and also created a simple HTML page, and we have run our local server. Now it's time to install 3JS dependency files. Now go to the Visual Studio Code editor. See, after the local server is initiated, we are not able to see the path of the folder where we have the files added. So in order to make the path visible, again press Ctrl C to terminate this batch or this local server instant. Now we are getting the path again, the same path where we have added this node modules, package lock, and index.html. Now inside this path, I am going to add npm install 3. This is the command to install 3JS dependencies. So it's getting installed. Let's see. It will take again few seconds to a minute. Great, it's getting installed. So all these 3JS dependency files will be installed inside our local server folder. Let's wait for a few more minutes, few more seconds in order for this 3JS dependencies to be completed. Great, it has been completed in 25 seconds. All these packages has been added. If I expand node modules, you can see this 3 folder has been added, and inside 3, all the 3JS dependency files are added successfully. Great, this is a great start to explore 3JS pages. So we have installed 3JS dependencies as well. The next step is to adding 3JS properties to the page. For that, we should create a script file first. So just like how we have created index.html, let's create a script. Right click, new file. I will name it as script.js. All right, inside script.js, the first line should be adding the import 3js to the code. So this is the code, import as 3 from 3. So this is the first line, import star as 3 from 3. This means this 3js is being called to this JavaScript file. And in the console.log, I have added 3, where we can check in the console whether this 3JS dependencies are added or not to the page. So let me save this and go back to the index.html, where we have to call the script file. This is simple HTML stuff. If you already knew HTML, this would be very easier for you. If not, also you can easily follow this and add the steps. So what I'm doing here is I'm introducing a script type module, and the source I'm adding this path where the script.js is there. And another important thing to note here is we should always have type equal to module when you are initiating the script to the page. So now I am saving this. So we have the script.js, and the script.js is added to the index.html. Inside script.js, we have imported 3, and the console.log, we have the 3 added so that we can test whether these 3 dependencies are added or not to the page. Let me save the page, save the code, go back to my local host. So why it is not? Now our local host is not working. The reason is we have terminated the terminated the local server to install 3JS dependencies. Now we have to run the server again. So to run the server again, it's simple: npm run dev and enter. Now the local server will restart again, but with the 3JS dependencies all added. Great. Now it's added. This is localhost 5173. Now once I refresh it, that page should be visible. Yeah, now it's visible. Let me open the console log. Yeah, if I open the console log, you can see this module, which is all the 3JS dependencies are added, which is coming from the script, this import star as 3 from 3. So these 3JS dependencies are working. Let me delete the console.log. So script first step, import star as 3 from 3. Now I'll add a simple cube to the page, to the script, and show the output, and then explain what the each steps in the script. So let me update these few lines and then explain the steps. Date. Going to the code, after import, I'm adding this. Let me give some color. Let's have it as blue for now. So, and one more important thing I need to add, the canvas class to the HTML. So this step in the index, I'm going to add it here. So what I've added, let me explain one by one. So this import, it was already there. Then the second thing, I'm creating a scene. So in any 3JS page, we have to create a scene. Like HTML, how we'll create web pages, in 3JS, we'll be creating scenes. Every page is a scene. So for a 3JS page to work, we need to create a scene. So that's what I created, a new variable named scene, and new 3.scene is being called. And I'm creating a cube or a box. For that, two things are important. One is geometry, which is the shape, which shape we are going to add. And the next thing is the material, color or texture, which is going to be applied. And that will be added to a mesh, and that mesh will be added to the scene. So that's what is added here. So geometry, variable name geometry, any name we can give. So I just gave geometry. New 3.box geometry. There are many types of inbuilt geometry like box geometry, sphere, cone, and many more inbuilt geometries are there, which you can explore in the 3JS official website. So for a learning purpose, I'm adding box geometry, and 111 is the size of the box geometry on X, Y, and Z axis. And the next one is material. So new 3.base mesh basic material. Inside that, I've given the color as blue, so we can give a hexadecimal value or a code or a word as well. So I've given blue so that the blue color will be visible, and I created one more variable called mesh, and inside that mesh, I'm adding my geometry and material. Finally, in the scene.add, I'm adding the mesh and size variable to width and height of the page. I've given 1000 as the width and height as 600. It's just a simple thing. And important thing is camera we need to add. So any 3JS page will have a camera. There are many types of camera in 3JS, but most used camera for adding 3JS page is the perspective camera. So that's what I've added here, and sizes dot width and sizes dot height, and camera dot position dot z. So this is like zoom in and zoom out effect, like kind of thing, where you can see the object very near or very far if you adjust the z value position. So that's what I given here, and we have to add that camera to the scene just like how we added the mesh. We'll add the I have added the camera to the scene like scene dot add camera, and this is canvas dot webgl, which I have added in the index.html in the class webgl. So that's been called to make the page visible. And finally, we are rendering the page. So renderer.setSize and renderer.render scene and camera. So scene and camera should be rendered in order for the page to be visible. So that's what is simple I have added. So now in the output in our local server, we should see a cube, blue color cube. So let's see the output, how it looks. I'm saving this page. Already our server is running, so we need not restart the server again and again. In the terminal, I'm saving it, going to the code. Hooray, we have our first 3JS page with a cube. So the cube is blue color, which I have given in the mesh basic material that has been visible. So we have successfully created a 3JS simple 3JS page where we have added a cube, and we are able to display that in our local server. So good stuff we have done so far. If you go to 3JS official documentation, they have given step-by-step guide for installation and creating a scene. But installation and creating a local server is little tricky. But if you follow the steps which we have listed here, it will be easier for you to do it within a few minutes, where you can install your local server and install 3 to create 3JS pages. And also in the 3JS official documentation, they are given a simple way to create a scene. So all these things are given. This also you can follow. But in our code, I've just added a simple 3JS page with just a box geometry or cube added. So then we can explore different types of properties available in the 3JS and other important things in 3JS in our upcoming videos. Hope you all like this video. See you all in my next video. Thank you.